Okay, hello everyone. Hello everyone. And the result for the 27th, December 27th. So, as you can see here, the this is another effect, a possible effect that can happen. He said on this trend, the price will just remain um, stuck on this trend. So, there were a couple of things I said yesterday. Um, that is that what is most likely to happen is that there's two ranges here. Either it will drop under this risk range here and hit this as a target, or it will stay on this side. If it opens on this side, it will stay on this side to an unlimited reward target. And that's actually what it did. It stayed on this side. And I also said that this would be the, if it was a buy, that this would be the stop out for that. You would stop and you would reverse to hit this target, and this would become the stop. And that was good up to about 15 to 20 GMT. So what we see yesterday is at about 14 GMT, it went back up into this line, and you can see at about 19 GMT, it was pretty much tired. It didn't have anything else that it wanted to do for the day. It just decided to stick around this upper line. So it stayed in the buy. And I believe yesterday I also said that if it was in a buy, if it determined that it was a buy and stayed in that range for the day, then you would just consider buying for the day. And that's actually what happened, but it ended up breaking even. But you could definitely see around 19 GMT, which, as I said, around 19 GMT, it definitely would become less interested to turn this risk region into a sell at all. So we can see, like, for example, here the measure is 55 pips to 41 pips. So it's still benefited to buy at this point. At 20 GMT, the risk to reward was 45 to 59. So this became the risk and this the reward at this time. Let's see at this point, 15, 51, and 43. Yeah, so that was also a reward to risk here, beneficial for reward to risk at this point. At this point, we've got 46 to 42, also beneficial for to use this as the reward and this as the risk. At this point, it is 40 to 45. So this would have been good for a reward to risk, but there was no selling at this point. So I think by this point, the market realized that it's not worth it to sell, and that's why you have it gravitating and staying on this side of the buy. And you can see that there's even a shift right here, a jump right here. You know, we're saying, like, you know, for us right now, for the market in general, it's not it's actually more risky to buy into here to sell, and so it corrected into a buy here. At this point, which is 7 GMT, right? That was about 9 or 10 GMT. So at this point, it's 7 GMT. We've got 34 to obviously 43. That was interesting. It was interesting, right? As to use this for risk and this as reward, but it didn't have enough during the Asia session. Let's see, during this Asia session, it's about 8 GMT is about when it. So during the Asia session, it didn't have any momentum to reach this point here, to cross in and to sell, to hit this as a sell target or use this as a reward region. And because of that, at the end of the Asia session, I believe it was the UK session, determined that it's not worth it to go down there into this region, especially now that the reward to risk is more favored, is becoming more favored for this as a reward region, right? For buying. and you can check it out here at 12 GMT. This is 46, somewhere 47 to 43. So you can see before 12 GMT, it became more favorable. The reward became more favorable for buying than selling. So that's what the UK session was doing there, and it just stayed on that side for the rest of the day. But you can see there was an initial interest here because it was looking favorable to sell, but there was no interest in the Asia session to do that, and there was no momentum to buy US dollars. In other words, to sell euro here, sell the euro pair. So after the Asia session, the London and New York session, London session went with the natural reward, which was buying the euro US, and then in the New York session just followed doing the same thing. And let's look at the next day, tomorrow. So you can already see that on a very long time frame here that the euro US is really in a channel here. It's very stable, although most of the action is on the minimum side, so there's a lot of attraction to the minimum side right now, although the price is a little too high, a little too low. So I believe that this will result in buying action, which I've been expecting for a while already. So here's a closer look. You can see that there's a channel here. So the price is oversold, and it should be returning to this, at least to this channel here shortly. We can see that there's another channel. We zoom in more, we can see that there's another channel here, and that we are on the buy side of that channel, the upper side of this channel. It's outside, it's diverging from that, which means that it's probably trying to go into this channel here. Now you can see that there is a slope. It is in between this slope, which we can use as the risk region. And so if it's on the underside of this boundary, the risk region, then we can target this. We can use this as a target, and this would be the second target. So this is a very good trade right here. This is a very good risk region, very tradable risk region. This is 10 pips to about 50 pips, about 1 to 5. So this would be a very easy day if you're waiting to find a good setup. Then this would be it. This would be one. So here you can see we're zoomed in. It's going to start the day. Actually, we're on the weekend now, so we're going to have a 2-day gap, and so this will happen in the next after 48 hours. But for example, we can see that you've got 10 pips to 42, and this is diverging here. This is slightly diverging right here, this risk region, but not as much as this. So this would be a very good trade on Monday, and so either that's going to happen, or it's going to go above this line, which then it will be a buy that will activate a buy, and this will still be the risk region, and this will be the stop loss boundary, and then you'll just have the average daily range, whatever. This is an unlimited target, but you should probably just like a 1 ADR if you want. You just hit a 1 ADR or previous highs. For example, you've got polarity here. You've got a previous minimum here. You've got polarities here. So, and then you have previous highs right here. So, in my experience, you want to use polarities, which will be, if you're buying, then you want to look at previous minimums as resistance. So this is, but that's, let's see what we've got. So we've got here. If I'm starting from here as buying, then you want to look for at least maybe around 80 pips. You can see that this minimum here is about 22 pips. This polarity here is about 48 pips, and then these past highs are about 80 pips. So I would expect something around above here, earliest here at this polarity, and latest here at these previous highs. That's it for today. Let's wait 48 hours.